Food. Chinese cuisine includes cuisine from China and is an important element of China culture. Chinese food staples such as rice, soy sauce, noodle, tea, chili oil, and tofu. Color, smell, and taste are the three traditional aspects used to describe Chinese food, as well as the meaning, appearance, and noodle of those foods. Cooking should be evaluated with respect to ingredients, use knife work, cooking, time, and seasoning. Food. What is acceptable? Mian-go, also known as a rice cake, New Year cake, in English are masked for Chinese New Year. Mian-go also has the same pronunciation as go, meaning tall or high. It wished to be successful and higher each year. Every year will be better than the last. During the Dangzi festival, winter solstice festival, the Chinese traditional make tangyuan, which are bowl of glutinous rice ball in a sweet soup. It symbolizes reunion and completeness, and their consumption ensure a smooth and peaceful next year. What is not acceptable? For Chinese people, flipping over the whole fish is considered bad luck. Well, in reality, this particular rule of ethics is mostly observation in coastal area, where fishing is the main occupation and economy. To turn over a fish is considered similar to turning over a fish boat. Some of Chinese vegetarians are not allowed to eat green onion, garlic, leek, and onion because these 5 kinds of food have a strong smell and are also called 5 meat dish in Buddhist class. Chinese ritual. What is acceptable? Chinese wedding ritual. When getting married, it is the best to invite a dragon boy to roll on the bed, implying the early birth of your son. Full moon celebration. The Chinese regard to completion of the full 30 days since birth as the first birthday of the child. Most families celebrate the 30th day or full moon of the baby birth by giving red egg to the family and friends. The egg symbolizes joy and renewed life. What is not acceptable? Chinese wedding ritual. Don't get married in July of the lunar calendar. The Chinese believe that July is the month when ghosts are most frequent. Chinese pregnancy taboos. Don't touch the bride. Pregnant women are discouraged from attending wedding, or if they do go, they are not allowed to go near to the bride, and certainly not allowed to touch her. There is no suggestion behind the superstition that a pregnant woman will bring a bride or groom bad luck.
Hi, my name is Singi and my matrix number is 286024. Now I'm going to talk about clothing. Clothing, also known as cloth apparel and attire, are items worn on the body. Typically, clothing is made of fabric or textile, but over time, it has included garments made from animal skin and other thin sheet of material and natural products found in the environment put together. The wearing of clothing is more restricted to human beings and it is a feature of all human society. The amount and type of clothes worn depend on gender, body type, social factor, and geographic consideration. Garments cover the body, footwear covers the feet, gloves cover the hand, while hats and headgear cover the head. So now what is not acceptable in Chinese clothing? For example, when Chinese New Year, black, white, and grey is not acceptable because it is a symbolic as bad luck. But what is acceptable at Chinese New Year is red, yellow, and new clothes. And red is symbolic lucky. Yellow symbol rich. So yes, at a Chinese funeral wear somber colors like black, bright and colorful clothing, especially red, must be avoided as these colors are associated with happiness. White is acceptable and if the deceased was 80 or above, white with pink or red is acceptable as the event is cause for celebration. Besides that, Chinese usually wear red or other bright colored clothes on New Year's Day. To go with the festival and upbeat mood, red is Chinese good luck color, believed to scare away spirit of bad fortune. Some families wear traditional Chinese clothing like qipao and tangchuan.
Hi, I'm Jai. There are a lot of traditional festivals that Chinese people celebrate. Today, I'm going to talk about the most important celebration of Chinese, which is Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is the festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year on the traditional lunisolar Chinese calendar. The celebration traditionally lasts about 2 weeks in total, from Chinese New Year Eve to the Lantern Festival. In this celebration, cleaning and decorating houses with red things is acceptable. People give their houses a full cleaning before the Chinese New Year, which symbolizes to sweep away the bad luck of the old year and make the houses ready to receive the good luck. Red is the main color of the festival, as the red color is believed to be the good color for the Chinese, because red color represents the prosperity and energy. For example, red lanterns hang in streets, red couplets and New Year pictures are pasted on the walls and doors. Chinese people believe that as the Chinese New Year is the start of a new year, what you do then will affect your luck in the coming year. Hence, a married daughter is not allowed to visit the house of her parents on Chinese New Year's first day. This is believed to bring the bad luck to her parents, causing economic hardship for the family. Traditionally, a married daughter visits the house of her parents on the second day of Chinese New Year. That's all for me. Thank you.
So now we are going to talk about religion in Chinese culture in Malaysia. Religion is an individual belief in and worship of a superwoman controlling power, especially a personal gods. Malaysia Chinese practice various faiths, Mahayana Buddhism, and Chinese traditional religion, including Tao. Besides that, some of the Malaysia Chinese also believe in Christianity and Catholic. Now, what is acceptable for Chinese religion is the perspective are commitments to abstain from killing living beings, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxication. Within the Buddhist doctrine, they are means to develop mind and character to make progress on the path to enlightenment. So, when we are in a temple, we should keep silent or talk softly when you are in temple. So now we are going to talk about what is not acceptable to do in a temple. That is, when seated inside the temple, please do not point to the soles or your feet towards the shrine, as it considered rude. It is best to sit on bended knees, and you should be scared. You should be seated inside the temple. Check that the soles of your feet are not facing the shrine or the monks, as it is considered as rude. Best to sit on bended knees, and you cannot talk loudly and rude words in temple.
Hi, I'm Mei, and I'm going to share the language in Chinese culture. There are multiple languages spoken by Chinese culture, and some people sometimes take Chinese to be synonymous with Mandarin, but Mandarin is just one of the language actively spoken for Chinese people. So I will share some examples for language acceptable for Chinese culture. There is Mandarin, traditional Mandarins, Cantonese, and also Hokkien. The difference between Mandarins and traditional Mandarins are their writings are different. For traditional Mandarins, were more hard to write than simple Mandarins, and for now, most of the Chinese peoples are using simple Mandarins, but in Taiwan, they still using traditional Mandarins. While Cantonese and Hokkien is the dialect for Chinese peoples, for Chinese cultures. Chinese people will speak the dialect with their family member. And for the not acceptable language for Chinese culture is rude language. Rude language is not acceptable for Chinese cultures, because this will show we are not respect for the people we are talking. So next I will talk about the not verbal communications for Chinese cultures. I will state some examples for acceptable and not acceptable. First, for acceptables, Chinese peoples always let the elders first. For the Chinese family, they will teach their children 尊老爱幼, means that the youngest one need to respect the oldest and take care of them. Second is eat silently. Chinese people eat silently, and they don't eat with sound, because they feel that eating with sound means we are not respect the other people's eating with us. For the third one is eye contact with people when communicate. When Chinese people communicate, they must eye contact with that person to show that we really listen to them, especially to the eldest people. So I will go to the unacceptable for the not verbal communications. First is don't pat other people's shoulders, because that in Chinese cultures, Chinese people believe that we have three lights, which is on our heads and our shoulders. When we pat Chinese people's shoulders for no reasons, it means that you pat off their lights, and this will bring the bad luck for that Chinese people. Second is don't shake leg when eating. In Chinese culture, shaking legs means that we will shake away our money. So normally Chinese people teach their children not to shake. Teach their children don't shake their leg. And the last one is don't point people using four fingers, because point other people using four fingers will show that we are not respect to the people we point at. So normally they point, if we want to point someone, we will use like this or for this.
Hi, this is Yu Wei. Today I'm going to explain about the behavior and the namings of Chinese culture in Malaysia. So first of all, let us see what is a behavior. The behavior is the way of someone or something to manage the actions in a particular way. Chinese in Malaysia usually are descendants of a group of immigrants who came from the southern China, which known as Nanyang, during the colonial era to find a better job opportunity. So due to these reasons, some cultural behavior may be slightly different from the pure Chinese, and as it has influenced by the local culture. So yeah, what is acceptable behavior of Chinese culture in Malaysia? So in this context, I will explain about the gift giving, which is it is polite to give a gift to your host for business or meeting a friend, but we should be careful about the selection of the presents. The gift given must be considered to have a good meaning, such as flowers or fruits. And for the not acceptable parts, the gift should not be opened immediately when we receive or directly in front of the giver, because this means that this is disrespectful to the person who gives you the present. Apart from that, the white flower commonly is used in the funeral or for sick person, so it is not recommended to send it as a gift. That's all for the behavior part. So now let us move to the next part, which is the naming. Next, here come with the people's name. In Chinese culture, the name is usually arranged in family name and followed by the given name. Family name, also known as surname, which is inherited from one's parent, commonly from the father's side. And the given name normally consists of 1 to 2 characters followed after the surname. Of course, there will be 3 characters for some cases, so the person will have 4 characters in their name. And next, what is acceptable in Chinese naming culture? The Chinese people believe that a good name will bring good luck. Therefore, Chinese parents generally prefer names that symbolizes goodwill and prosperousness. For instance, a lot of Chinese given names symbolize an aspiration meaning, such as Kang means healthy, 健康 in Chinese, and Yong, 勇敢, brave, 美, 美丽, beautiful, and 聪明, 慧, 智慧, which means wise in Chinese. So now let us see what is not acceptable in the Chinese naming culture. Unlike Western culture, Chinese name does not have middle name. Chinese parents avoid giving their children names which have similar pronunciations to a word with negative meaning or considered unlucky. So for example, Chinese avoid number 4 in naming instead of other numbers, as 4 pronounced as 四, which means death, 死 in Chinese word. So a lot of parents is not prefer to put number 4 in Chinese word in their children's name. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you.